Josh, right here.
Hey, what's going on?
Congratulations. Welcome back to the post-fight press conferences. What are your initial thoughts after a wild fight like that?
It's good to be back. You know, I told you guys I'd see you on Saturday. It is good to be back. It's kind of funny just because Dan and I both thought it was going to be like the craziest barn burner. Dana did. The entire world thought that, and I think it was just Dan and I respected each other so much and the power, so it just kind of turned into more of a technical fight, and we just kind of stayed behind the jab. But I'm happy to be back. I'm grateful for the UFC, Dana, Sean, Mick, and you guys.
Kind of going off in that, it did after a while. Eventually we just kind of had accepted like this is going to be. I mean, it's not going to be the fight that everyone expected. In your mind, at one point, were you watching, and were you all of a sudden like just knocked down?
Oh, sorry.
Was there a point in the fight where you're like, all right, I have to change gears now. This is not what we were planned for.
Yeah, I was. I was trying to fill him out for a little while, and then I caught him with a big shot. And typically, like I knew I landed that hard, so I was surprised how fast he recovered while we were down there. You know, I was on top of him, and his grip, he was holding me so tight, and I really couldn't, break free of that to go in for the finish. And then he just recovered, and like you were saying, I did have to. My coaches, they were telling me in the corner, just kind of turn it up and just make sure we win the round. And instead of loading up for power, I just needed to kind of use my speed and stay behind the jab and keep my hands up and then just win the fight.
Going off of that, too, we saw the corner cam kind of say,
fuck, I'm sorry. No way.
Going off of that, we heard your corner say, kind of, don't look for the knockout. He's scared of the right hand. Did you kind of have to pull back a little bit going into that final round and not looking for that haymaker?
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's a problem that I have. And my boxing coach, Joey, always tells me, once I land a hard shot, then I continue to, try to throw those and land those. So I just needed to listen to them and just, like they were saying, just, work on speed and just kind of get inside and touch him. And, the power is always there.
And finally, after such a long layoff, how many fights are you looking to get into in 2022?
Man, I want to be as active as possible. As long as I'm injury-free, I just want to fight, and I'm doing pretty well. He landed some good calf kicks, so it's that knee that I had injured. It's definitely sore, but it's not the ACL. I knew he was going to, land those calf kicks and target that knee, so he did a good job. But yeah, I'm good to go. I want to get right back in there.
Any names you want specifically? I know you're a highly ranked guy, so at this point you can kind of look at the lay of the land.
I want to fight people towards the top. I'm one of the only few that hasn't got to fight, the top guys in the world. Everyone else in front of me has kind of fought each other, so I definitely want my shot. I want my opportunity. I think I can hang with those guys, and I just need to get back in the gym and stay active and just keep improving.
Hey Josh, to soak in that moment out there. I mean, obviously it's been a while and you get to come back, and T-Mobile Arena, the fans have been treated to quite the undercard. I mean, can you just discuss the emotions of just being out there and making that walk?
Yeah, it was amazing to just be back in Vegas. The first time I fought in Vegas was 18 months ago when I fought Shane Burgos, and that wasn't the Vegas fight I was looking for. I finally got a fight here, and I fought in a hangar like this, with no fans. But this is what I wanted. It's an hour flight from Sacramento. I wanted to be on one of the biggest cards of the year with the fans back. It's been 2.5 years since I fought with fans, and on one of the biggest cards of the year with some of these legends of the sport. So it was amazing to be on the same card with them, and it's great to be back.
And then just to ask you a little bit about that, just when you imagine this fight and the way it played out, just was there anything different than what you thought that you would feel, and just how physically you'd react to everything out there?
No, besides like I thought it was just going to be kind of an all-out war, barn burner, and like I said, it was a little more technical. I have to watch the fight because I'm always my hardest critic. But yeah, no, I prepared. For a 15-minute sprint, and it was kind of like a little marathon, you know what I mean? So I feel great, and my conditioning is always up to par, and nothing that I expected that I didn't see.
to get your take on it. At the top of the division, you got, it looks like Max and Alex most likely are going to run it back a third time. I mean, what do you think that's like? You know, you just got two guys that absolutely can't seem to get much more than a very, very close fight every time they get in there. What are your thoughts on how it plays out?
Yeah, it's who knows? You know, it's like whoever's the champion, how can you argue that like they're the best in the world in that weight class? And you know, Max was the GOAT. You know, he beat, you know, Aldo. He beat all the greats. And yeah, so I say Volkanovski is the best in the world in that division. Who knows how it's going to play out? Max just continues to improve. He's still young, but Volkanovski, he continues to improve and just impress me and everyone. You know, every single time when you think it's going to be this might be the guy, this is going to be a tough fight for him, he just continues to evolve and just stick to the game plan, and he's one of the best. So it's like I want my opportunity. I want to try to compete with these guys. I want to compete with them and you know, test myself. I'm not getting any younger, and I'm one of the only few that haven't got to fight these top tier guys.
Hey, congrats and welcome back.
Cool, thank you. I appreciate it.
Here, I'm back. You talked about sort of coming into this fight with a lot of adversity in the past year, going through a lot of tough things. Did that make the victory a little bit sweeter, or did it make the experience itself feel a little bit different?
No, it definitely motivated me more. And instead of just me coming back and making my return, I wanted to go out there and I wanted to, you know, dedicate this to my family, to the Emmets, the Lowrys, my mom, just everything that, just we went through. It was just, I dedicate this to them, and I can't be more grateful for them. And I wanted to make them proud and just get a big win for all of us.
I don't doubt for a second that you made them proud. Looking at the fight itself, at the end, if the judges' scorecards were read, there was 130-27 score that a lot of fans seem to have reacted to. What did you make of the scoring?
I knew I won the fight. I won the first and third for sure. We knew the second was close, but you know, you could have just flipped a coin. I thought I won the second as well, but who knows?
And as you said, it was a much more technical affair than you had anticipated. Was that perhaps a good thing, though, considering the layoff, considering the injuries and all those things?
I guess so. I wasn't, you know, I'm not tired. I didn't really take too much damage, so it's always a good thing not to get in an absolute car wreck. So I'm happy about that. But I'm always trying to aim or I'm trying to please the crowd and of course like Dana and the matchmakers and stuff like that. So it was good. I just had to get my timing back, and I don't know. I felt good. It was just like I said, I have to watch the fight, and then because I play it out different in my head, you know, until I watch it. So.
Well, you looked good too anyway in the cage.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congrats on the win.
Well, thank you.
Yes, people expected that barn burner, but it was technical, and that was just as fun to watch. And Josh, you were able to shut down a lot of your opponent's offense. What did you guys do adjustments in the corner? Because you took away his jab, which was touching you, and the leg kicks, because you really just took over that second half. What did you do? What was the talk like?
Yeah, just my coaches were saying, just don't stand there. You know, I have to roll, I have to get out of the way. If I stand right in front of somebody, like I'm going to get hit. But if I use my movement, it's a little challenging. The canvas is slippery. I kept slipping and slipping, so I couldn't I don't know, just use my footwork as much. But yeah, I knew he was going to attack that lead leg, especially with the calf kicks. I see that their team does that a lot, and I knew that would probably be in their game plan, just to kind of slow my movement down. But just listen to the coaches, because they're seeing it from a different view, and I 100% trust them, and they know me really well. So they told me what to do, and I just kind of, listen to them.
Excellent. And lastly, it was a great pace, probably one you favored. It wasn't, that sprint you mentioned. But did you feel at all any kind of rust or some things to where you're like, oh man, like it has been a while. I'm feeling it now in the moment?
No, not really. It's it felt like just a little slower, just like, Dominic Cruz always says, there is no such thing as ring rust. You know what I mean? If you're prepared, it's, and I 100% agree with that. I'm always prepared. I'm always in the gym. I can fight. I just have to be in good shape. And trust me, I know how to fight.
Excellent. Congrats, man, and welcome back.
Cool. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it.